everybody, hello, hello. Oh, I'm right up here today. Well, here you can see my tag boxes have, well, not multiplied, but they've certainly been added to. I had done the Timmy one before the Sunday Live, and then on the Sunday Live we did the Edith one, and then I realised I didn't have a one for tag challenges that we might do, or pretty, the pretty side of life. We just had Timmy and Edith. Edith is also going to be botanical. I'll say that to you. It's not going to be exclusively Edith. So for those of you that haven't got a copy of Edith, don't wish to chop it up just for tags, completely understand. It's also going to encapsulate the whole botanical thing as well. So, I did see a beautiful example on the group. I can't remember whose it was now. And she'd made hers from a botanical book, and it was absolutely fabulous. So, yes, Edith / botanical. Nature stuff. This one, Timmy. Definitely Timmy stuff. And this one, pretty tag challenges, whatever. Just a kind of catch-all that isn't there in there. So that was my Timmy tag from yesterday that we made. No, I think I made that, did I? No, we made it. Made a video of it. Don't be stupid, woman. And this was the one that I made after that, because I'd said to you whilst I was making this, you could take the same recipe, same cruciform shape, the lattice there, whatever. You could take that and you could make it into a pretty version, which is what I did, just to give you an idea of what you could do if Timmy isn't your thing. So I made that one. So that's very nice. And then this morning I made an Edith one, this one, and I'm just going to show you now how I made that. Because I don't mind having two, because one of them can go in the lap book that I'm also currently making. Oh, there's so much stuff on the go, it's just quite ridiculous. So let me put aside my boxes. I can't wait for them to start filling up. It's quite exciting, really. Maybe that's just me. And put my Edith one to one side. I don't have enough one sides, simple as that. And let's get out the things that we're going to be playing with today. So I've cut myself a tab out. It can be a whale tail, it can be just a square of cardboard, whatever you've got. This is the tab that I've got. It's rather large, but it's what I've got, so it's what I'm using. I've got a piece of cream card. I've got page 118 of Edith, and I'm going to be using these little, what are they called? Purple heartsies. Oh, heartsies. So you must need that if your heart's sore. And I've got this page 109. It's from August and it's a page of text. And on the back is the heather and the, whatever these are, quail or partridge or something, in the woodland. So I'm using page 109 and page 118. I've also got a larger piece of card which will back the tag. And I've got that. I don't know why I've got that. So let's put that to the... If I've got one side, two sides, that must be the third side. Let's put that to the third side. Right, okay. So the first thing to do is to cut this out, the size of the tag that we want. Now, the boxes that I have made are 4 inches wide. And I suggested that the tags we make would be 3 3/4. They don't all have to be tags, and in fact all of mine won't be tags. But the ones that are probably will be about 3 3/4, which will fit nicely into the 4-inch box by, I think it's 7. Let's have a look. Yeah, by 7, and that makes them 1/2 inch shorter than the ends of the box. So I need to cut this at 3 3/4, but it's not quite that simple, because I want to have this tab here. I need to allow for that. Otherwise that's not going to fit in because it's going to be slightly over 4. So whereas this would have been 3 3/4, I'm actually going to make it 3 1/2. Okay, just trust me. It'll all come clean in the wash. Right, let's get the big fella out to do some chomping. So first off, I'm just going to cut off that margin down there. And then I want to make it 3 1/2. So line that up. There we go. And then I want to make it 7 inches. So I'm going to have to get my extension. I must say I really do love this trimmer. I know it looks really antiquated and everything, but it cuts so true, which is, you know, which I haven't had up until now. So I'll just trim that top off. And then I want to make this 7 inches, which is there. Right, so there we have it. That's going to be our tag. Yeah, tag. Confused myself there. Didn't know if I was talking about tags or tabs or what I was talking about. Oh, I've had a bit of a collapse behind me. Let me just put that right. Okay, so first thing we want to do is to cut out a window. And you've seen me do this loads of times, but there are always new people coming along. That's got all rolled up and I don't know, needs sticking down again or something. Anyway, here we have it. Always new people coming along who need to know how to do things. I'm going to pause you there and I'm going to focus in a bit more so you can see what I'm doing. Right, so we're in a bit more. You can see what I'm up to. And ordinarily for a windowed tag or whatever it is I'm making, I would just make a border the same size around the whole thing. Now that's not going to really work because we've got angles on our tags. So I'm going to leave the top bit, perhaps the top 2 inches, with no window in it. So let's turn this over and mark out where we want to. I'm going to get my quilting ruler out because it's good for things like when you've got a couple of inches to measure. I do still love my quilting rulers. Now pencil mark isn't going to show up too well on there, so I'll use, if I could find it, I would use my fine liner. I'm just going to draw there at 2 inches. So you can see that line. And then, I'm finished with that now. Then I'm just going to use my Timmy ruler and I'm going to do 5/8 of an inch. So that's 1 notch more than the half. And draw that in. All around the other 3 sides. 5/8 and 5/8 up this one, and then we can cut it out. There we are. So I can see now where my lines cross over and where I need to stop and start my cuts. I'll just start on this side, it's nearest to me. So that's where the lines cross. So that's where I'm starting and that's where I'm stopping. So I hope you're all doing well, and I'd really like to think that some of you are joining in this madcap 100-day project. It is a bit madcap, But you could make it your own 30-day challenge, 30-day project, your own 10-day project. It doesn't have to be 100. I don't think there's any real hard and fast rules. And if you were to start off your own 30-day project, why not? Who's going to tell you off about it? Nobody. I'm just going to keep that. It's just such a nice piece of text. I don't want to throw that away. Right, the next thing I'm going to do, and I know, Bernice, I can hear you shouting at me already, but I'm not going to, well, let's hope I'm not going to forget to ink this. I want to cut this out. This is the backing piece, and I want to cut it out at the same size as that, which I can do later actually. What I really want to do, there's a little mark on there, so I'm going to come over to the other side. What I really want to do is work out that that's where my window is, and I need something on the back of this so as when you take the card out you can see something. And what I'm going to use is a washi sticker. I've got loads. I've got loads and loads. Let's see what fits. Oh, that fits. That's quite nice. I'm not going to get them all out and go through them all because I'm not, says she. Look, I've got 4 here. 5. Let's make a decision out of these ones. That's nice. It stands out. I like it. That, yeah, I like that a lot. This one, I don't even know if it fits. Yes, it just about fits, yeah. This one. And this one. Well, they're all nice. The choice I would say for me is between that one and that one. I think I'm going to go for that because the tag overall is purple, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up properly, but that's more blue. So I'm going to go for the yellow one. So let's just make sure that that's right on the edge where it's going to be when I cut it out, and let's put this sticker down, and then we know that it's right in the center of that window where we want it. So now starts the fun bit. Oh, that's it, I think it's coming. There we go. There we are, right. So let's get this stuck down. About there, I would say, looks good to me. So I'm just going to slightly pull it and place it down there. Yes, that looks lovely, I like that. So make sure that you give it a really good press down with your bone folder. I've never had one come up after I've, really gone to town on it with the bone folder. Okay, now for the next bit, let's ink it. Ooh, Bernice, nearly. So I'm going to ink the inside part first because that's the bit that I generally forget. And once you've put your acetate on, there's just no way of doing it. And it's most annoying because that bit somehow really seems to stand out when you forget to ink it. I do love Edith with a bit of ink. But it's your project. Even if you're using Edith, you do not have to ink. You do what makes you happy. You do you, as Timmy would say. Timmy's got some new ideology out, I think. But it's not available to us here in the UK for a little while. It's due to arrive early March. Well, today is the 1st of March. Happy March, everybody. So this is early March, isn't it? 1st of March is early March. I'd say so. So I have mine on back order. As soon as it comes in, it's going to wing its way to me. And I know somebody else who has it on back order, Tony Vince, not mentioning any names. So I must say, when I looked at it, when I looked at the pictures of what it was, there's some new backdrops and, you know, little paper ephemera, that sort of thing. And I must say, it absolutely looked like Kathy Holden. Really, really did. But, you know, is that big enough? Ooh, just about. It's just about big enough. So I'll just make a mark down here where I can cut it, and there we go. Preserve that to fight for another day. So what I want is some glue, and there's not a huge margin around this, so I'm going to have to come in a little bit from where I normally glue. Where is my glue? So not right on the edge though, don't come right into the edge, because it'll splodge underneath, and it's just not nice when it does that. There we go. So let's pop that there. Lovely. And in this instance, it's really important that you press the glue away from the window. Stop it having any bright ideas of splurging over into the window. There we are. Right, so there's what will be our tag with our window in. And what I want to do now is, what do I want to do now? I don't know. Probably put this on. Why not? So I'm going to stick this down to here, and I'm going to stick all of the top, leaving about a 1/2 inch gap down the side and along the bottom. That's what I was going to do. I was going to put washi tape on. I knew I'd forgotten something. So the side that opens, which in this case, in our case, is this side, but you could readily make it that side as well if you wanted to, whichever floats your boat really. But I'm going to make this my opening side, and I'm going to put some glue along there where my washi's going to go, just where the acetate is. Just there, and then I'm going to put my washi just along there, next to the edge. You might find your washi's a bit too wide. Mine must be exactly 5/8 of an inch, I think, because it just fits. Let's trim off that. There we go. So that's the reason that I do that, and I explain this to you every time, so I'm sure you're bored, is when you put your journaling card in, if you don't do that, it gets caught on the acetate, and it just drives you mad. It's one of those unnecessary things that we don't need to be bothered with. Just glue some washi down and it'll be fine. Right, so now I am going to stick this to here. As I say, I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch above the window, and obviously the side with the washi isn't getting glued at all. So just along the bottom, the kind of back, I suppose, as it would be. And then I'm going to leave kind of 1/2 inch-ish, that sort of thing, and glue the rest down. And I know I haven't cut my tabs off yet, but that's okay. So this is officially my day 3. I'll get caught up, don't worry. And I'm not worried, I'm really not worried. I can't go into this being stressed about, you know, if I don't do it, blah, blah. I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is. Right, there we go. So now you can see the lovely, well, you can't actually because the light's shining on it, but you can see the sticker under there. So when we take our thing out, we'll be able to see that nice sticker instead of just a cream bit of card. So let's just cut this off. Then we can cut our corners for our tag. There we go. I always keep bits like this because they're really handy if you want to stamp words on them to add, you know, they just come in handy. And I have got a ridiculous amount of them now, so I could stamp words forever and a day. Now I'm just going to cut my tags off. For those of you that are wondering what on earth I'm doing with the driver's license, cutting tags off, let me just explain. It is an expired driver's license. I have a new one. And what I do with, you can do it with reward cards, old credit cards, store cards, anything at all. But what I do is I take one and I cut off 4 different angles. I've got several of them actually. And that way then you can offer up whichever angle you choose to your corner, cut it off, turn it completely over, line it up again and cut it off, and you'll have the angles the same. Because it's so annoying when you don't have something like that and you are cutting a bit off that and a little bit of, oh, it's not equal, a bit more of that. It's by the time you've finished, you know, you haven't really got anything to make a tag out of anymore. So that's that. Right, and I decided for my image, for my tag, because this is a tag with a pocket, fancy, so I need that to go, well, it obviously needs to be bigger than the window, but allowing for the glue down there and allowing for the glue up here. It probably wants to be about there, I would say. And then it wants to be, I want this edge on there, although actually there's a, let's cut it off that way first and see what we're up to. See the size of the problem. Right. So that's going to go in there. I might just, no, I want that there. So, right, I'm going to have this edge flush with this edge purely because if I move it across like that, this is going to be under the frame and I don't want that. So I'm going to line that up level there, allow for the glue, so I'm going to cut that off about there. And that'll give us a nice little image for our journaling card. How fancy, a tag with a pocket. A tag with an acetate pocket. It's just getting ridiculous. So yeah, that's going to go in there like that. And that's just going to be grand. Right, I think this card is the right width there, thereabouts. Yes, that's fine. I can get that on. So let's stick that onto there. I'll just use my collal. We've got some orders to get away today, some Etsy orders. So we are going to make the most of going to the post box, which is about, oh, I don't know, 5 miles away, something like that. And once we've posted it, we're just going to carry on and go for a little jaunt. It won't be that long of a jaunt because it'll be dark. You know, it's still getting dark relatively early and it's 3:45 already. So, yeah, it won't be that long. But, you know, get us out of the house for a little while. There we are, that's lovely. That's that stuck down there. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Oh, yikes. Oh, Bernice, you need to be shouting louder, girl. I'm going to ink up that side. I'm going to ink up the other side. Quick as Jack Flash. I'm just going to pull that apart. There. And then I need to put my tag in. How come I always do that? I seem to have go blank when it comes to adding these tags. So just fold that over. It doesn't want to fold in half, of course. Why would it? There we go. Let's give that a bit of a squish. So I'm just going to give that a quick ink around. Because once you've got this on, you can't get those bits inked. You just can't. So let's stick this together. Let's use this. I like that. And then put a bit of glue on one side. Well, I could put it on both sides, really. Could push the boat out. There we go. And I'm going to put that in there where I should have put it all along. Like that. I think that's fine. I don't want it sticking out too much. I haven't got that much room to play with. There we are, that's fine. Just like it never happened. There we are, that's all right there. Yeah, like that, that's great. And that should stick, I would have thought. I would have definitely thought it would stick. So let's just trim that out, round the corners off and ink it up. So yeah, try and remember to get things in the right order, unlike me. I always do that. Honestly, a monkey would have learnt by now. But not me, it seems. So, where are my corner rounders these days? I'm just going to take 1/4 of an inch off each corner. I think that's enough. It's a small card. If I start taking 1/2 inch off it, we're not going to be left with a whole lot. There we go. Lovely. So I'm just going to ink around that. Let's put the lid back on the glue. Doesn't it look pretty? I think because it's got quite a lot of space around it, I really like the look of it actually. Not an image I've used an awful lot, I must say, out the Edith book. Kind of gets passed by somewhat. But I think for this it's just grand. So I hope, well I was going to say I hope all of you are doing okay. I know that you're not all doing okay, but I hope you're doing as well as you can. I know, times are tough at the minute, they really are. So, there we have it. Now, let's see if it fits the moment of truth. Look at that. That's just perfect. Wow. So what I want to do now is I want to stick this butterfly on because, yes, I know that's yellow, but everything else is sort of purplified in as much as that, I mean. So I thought I would, and the ribbons that I'm going to put on are going to be purpley as well. So I thought I would put that there, but before I do, I'm just going to give him a quick dusting around the edges. Mr. F's bought me some new fuzzy cut scissors. Oh my goodness, they are so good. They almost cut the image out themselves. I'll show you them, they're fabulous. these ones, tonic. And they've got these sort of bits here, so when you're fussy cutting, you can control it sort of by putting your finger there in case it gets away from you while you're fussy cutting. But I really like them. They're nice and easy to use and not hard on your hands, which some can be. So just glue this fellow on. I'm going to put him there at a jaunty angle, like that. Lovely. Well, there's a guy who lives close to us, relatively close, let's say, and I think his mother has died, and he is clearing out her craft room. Well, actually, I say craft room, she's expanded into about 3 or 4 rooms. And, you know, we can all go along with that. We all know what that's like. I certainly do. And he's having an open day on Saturday where you can go along and you can fill your boot up for 50 quid. And she's got loads of distressings and die cuts and you name it, she's got it. I mean, she's just been one of these people, not unlike myself, who, I'm just finding the centre of this, who has collected craft stuff. And ordinarily I would be champing at the bit, you know, let's go. But I'm being so restrained. I can't believe it. I can't believe myself. You know, I haven't got room in this house for all that I've got, never mind getting any more. So I'm being really good and saying no. Do you believe it? Do you believe that Saturday is going to come and go and I'm not going to turn up there? Well, we'll see. So I'm putting a hole in each of those, and I'm just going to put a little eyelet in both. I'm going to use gold. I think gold looks nice with Edith. But, you know, once again, you can use this recipe for any theme at all. And I look forward to seeing on the group what you have used it for. I might use it myself for something else just to get me a day 4 done. Because we're into March now, I really don't want to be dragging my feet all the way through. Right, there we go, that's pretty. So, for my ribbon, I have got this, which is really nice stuff, actually. Don't know where the end is. Where's the end? There's the end. So I want 2 pieces of that just tucked through it. So about that sort of length, I would say. So I'll cut 2 off similar length. They don't have to be the same, but something similar. There we go. And then I've got this thin purple, dark purple ribbon, which is lovely. So I'm going to pop these through here. And sometimes they fray, and if they fray on you, don't worry, just trim them off and then get something like a cooker lighter or something, a cigarette lighter, to just run down the edges, the ends. I think I need to put 1 of these through at a time. Doesn't seem to like having 2. That's 1. I'm going to hold that right up to the top. Push that one through. Like that. And you can see it's frayed off a bit. Don't worry, just retrim it. And like I say, if you've got a lighter for lighting your gas stove or your fire or whatever, just run it down the edge and it'll save it fraying again. Right, so that's that there. Let's put something heavy. Put my water spritzer on it. And cut a length of this ribbon. And I'm just going to make a nice bow. Well, I'm going to attempt to. I managed it first time on the one when you weren't watching. Yeah, this time probably not so much, but you know. Yay, look at that. I'm getting experienced at this bow tying malarkey. Just want these ends to come down. And I'm going to just take these and splay them out a little bit so they look a bit more frou-frou-y at the top. Can't beat a bit of frou-frou. There we go, that's nice. I don't know how you get these to go down. No idea. Anyway, they're doing their own thing. I'm just going to trim those off at an angle also. Like that. So that's ostensibly the tag finished, and all this needs is a little bit of ribbon through that hole. You could, if you wanted to, put a jump ring, put a bulb clip, you know, put danglies off it, whatever. I'm just going to put this bit of ribbon on and I think it'll look fine. The thing about danglies and stuff is you don't always have room for them, do you, in your journal? It's a really nice idea, but, you know, they do take up room. Right, there we are. That's that. They're way too long, so let's chop those off. And there we have it. So let's pop this into here. And there we go. We've done our tag. Frou-frou, ribbon, butterfly, Edith. Come on. And let's just hope that that fits in. Oh, it fits perfectly. And that's because we made that allowance. We made the journaling card, the tag itself, thinner. This one, you see, I had not learnt my lesson and it doesn't really fit in. It just gets stuck there. And that's because it was 1/4 of an inch wider. So you wouldn't think 1/4 of an inch would make that much difference, but it absolutely does. So just remember that if you're doing something similar to put into your box. So there we have it, our first Edith one in the box. And that is day number 3 for me. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I really hope you, you have a go at it, even if it's not Edith, even if it's not botanical or anything. Just using that sort of recipe with the window and the little journaling card. A pocket inner tag, an acetate pocket inner tag. It's just fabulous. Who knows where to stop? Anyway, thanks for joining me. I enjoyed doing this project. I hope you like it too. See you soon. Bye.